Dire
Cars and
warning about
homes were washed away.
Much of the natural world.
dire warning about climate change.
Cars and homes were washed away.
The collapse of our civilizations, much of the natural world is on the horizon.
We're dying. The most successful, innovative living organism that's killing themselves without even knowing it. And I don't mean this kind of killing.
Ideologies of new errors.
I mean the torture, the neglect, and the sheer abuse that's been killing our Earth. I want you to look at this picture. The more you look at it, the more you realize you're part of a bigger problem you've never really knew of. But that isn't entirely your fault.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax.
What if there was a country that changed the game on what we perceive to be important? A country that cared so much about its plants, its animals, and its people. A country that not only worries about the economy, but environmental issues as well. The one that would react to the damage. A country where their people care about how we should nourish places, not exploit them. A place that's protecting 25% of its land to conservation. How collectively we can stop using plastic, stop wasting energy, and learn to not flush toilet paper down the drain. And that country is Costa Rica. But wait, what does Costa Rica have to do with all of this?
Let me know.
1, 2, go.
Okay, hi, I'm Francisco. I'm a naturalist tour guide around here in Costa Rica, which definitely love the flora and fauna of the area.
This is Francisco, and he represents the millions of people in this country that are doing their best to save our home. Because if numbers show anything, Costa Rica houses 5% of the world's biodiversity.
You see, this country has 500,000 species, but that's not what makes it interesting. What makes it interesting is that a third world country is actually taking the initiative to make our planet better.
So they're doing just that. In exchange for having a car, the government takes a little bit of money to use to protect the environment. They created a new law that pays landowners to regrow more trees. And in fact, the Costa Rican people have replanted almost all these trees. Instead of relying on fossil fuels, they work harmoniously with the rivers, sun, and wind to provide energy. And it all sounds easy. Yet literally almost the whole world is killing our planet at a rate we never even thought was possible. And if a third world country is doing this, and not countries like the US, then why? To find this out, you just need to look around the trees, the buildings, and every corner. Because soon you will see that the real reason Costa Rica is doing so well to protect their beautiful nature actually starts with its people. You've probably already heard of the phrase pura vida, but what that phrase represents is something much greater. It allows people to love what they have, and not materialistically, but just in life, the here and the now.
And when you get here, it's just pure bliss. You're surrounded by people that all want the same thing, to save this place they call home.
And when you come to parks like Manuel Antonio, the Costa Rican people aren't letting tourists know more than just facts about the animals. In reality, they're just giving you the tool to see what they see. The pura vida, the real reason why we need to protect this place we all call home.
And the national park, Manuel Antonio, actually limits the number of visitors each day. It all started with tourists polluting the place, and ultimately, it hurt the animals.
The monkeys, the plants, down to the smallest grasshopper. And it may not seem like much, but you can't help but leave knowing how fragile our ecosystems really are, and how easy it is to lose it. But visiting countries like Costa Rica just gives me the smallest hope that we can all act before it's too late, to protect the ones who are vulnerable, to nurture the ones who are never thought about. It's something we've never entirely seen, a working mixture that blends progressive people with a government that cares about the well-being of the animals that rely on the land. It's so easy to believe the world is perfect, because we aren't there to see it suffer. We are creatures of visual impact. We see to believe. But the destruction, we aren't there to see it in front of our faces. And it's just crazy to see places that were once full of beauty be left with their mess and forgotten lives. Don't let this just be a video about visiting Manuel Antonio or Costa Rica because it's beautiful. Visit this powerful place because it'll remind you how precious our world is and how fast we are losing it. Visit every park, every environment with a conscious mind on how to save it, because it's only after we lose it that we wonder to ourselves, what happened? This video, nor the thousands you've seen on the internet, will change your life. But in the hopes that for every video it forces you to be more conscious about any decisions you happen to make is what we all want. It's the exact reason why I decided to make a video like this. Remember, all it takes is for one person to make a better tomorrow. Let it be you.